Chapter 1. You are listening at FameTV.info. Translator. Simple MTL Editor. Simple MTL. It was late at night that it was pitch black and one could not see anything. However, the depths of the mountain were not quiet. The roars of ferocious beasts came one after another like a tidal wave. The leaves of the trees in the forest shook with the wind and rustled. At this moment that in the depths of a mountain range from afar, there was actually a ball of gentle light faintly flickering. Looking at it, it was actually a weak branch. The branch was tender green, and the infusion was crystal clear like jade. Spots of gentle light could not stop spreading. Is this my golden finger? A murmur, as if someone was whispering in his ear, but outsiders could not hear the voice. Faintly, only the air trembled. Lin Meng won a transmigrator who lost consciousness just because he drank a mouthful of water and choked. When he woke up again, he was shocked to find that he had become a tree. Yes. A tree, and it was a willow tree. All the branches drooped down like a waterfall. The crown of the tree opened and dispersed. The bark was gray-black and cracked irregularly. If he guessed correctly, it should be a weeping willow with high ornamental value. Of course, the ornamental value was just ornamental value. Weeping willows could be seen everywhere. They were also commonly used as roadside trees in landscaping. Lin Meng didn't really care about transmigrating or even transmigrating into a tree. That he just felt that it was a little weird, as if something that was far away from him suddenly happened right under his nose. In the words of some people, this isn't scientific. But it wasn't scientific. It wasn't scientific at all. However, Lin Meng's character of taking things as they came was meant he was destined to not think about it too much. Being able to live was already a good thing. How could he dare to ask for more? Moreover, he had a pretty good golden finger. Turning his field of vision, he saw a weak willow branch emitting a sparkling green glow gently swaying under the cover of the night. This was one of the more than 50 branches that he currently had. The reason why this one was glowing was because Lin Meng had invested 0.1 evolution points into this branch attribute panel. He muttered. The next second, a translucent blue screen that only Lin Meng could see appeared in front of him. Race. Mutated weeping willow lifespan. 0.4/20 years evolution points. 0.2 acquisition methods. The first way is receiving sunlight and absorbing the unknown energy for extraction. The second method is to plunder other animals and plants for extraction. Ability. A mutated branch, mutated. Looking at the contents of the attribute panel, Lin Meng muttered softly. Immediately, his thoughts shifted to the branch. At this moment, the light emitted by the branch was so weak that it could not be seen. It should be the end of its evolution. However, Lin Meng felt that it was very strange that it was as if he could freely control this branch. Yes, freely control. Although he had become a tree, the body was not under his control previously. Only when a breeze blew by would his drooping branches sway slightly with the wind. However, this was normal. After all, a willow tree was a plant, not an animal. However, at this moment, Lin Meng had this strange feeling. It was as if this single branch had completely turned into his arm. With a thought, this lone branch began to sway gently. Following that, as Lin Meng thought to move, it began to sway again. It could even form a circle, just like an agile green snake. Interesting. Lin Meng was a little excited after his first attempt that it could indeed be controlled. Moreover, he did not know if it was an illusion, but he actually had a feeling in his heart that it seemed that he was not only able to do just this. For example, just like now, he violently pulled at the air.pa. It was as if he was pulling at the air. A clear sound suddenly exploded under the night sky. Immediately after, under Lin Meng's stunned gaze, a white wave of air also streaked across the night sky. The white wave was not long. Only 2 meters long, but it was precisely the mark that his branch had left behind. In other words, with this violent pull, he actually pulled out a wave of air. This power, if Lin Meng had a human body at this moment, he would definitely prop up his chin and ponder. If I whip a person, he should die, right? Probably. After pondering once again, Lin Meng said with some certainty, after all, the power of this whip was definitely not as simple as a flesh wound. After all, it was a sonic boom. Lin Meng was no stranger to the term sonic boom. Even if a person was only holding a 10-meter long whip, he could still whip out a sonic boom. The whip would make a crackling sound when it was swung. This phenomenon had been scientifically explained in his previous life about 100 years ago. The force would be transmitted continuously along the branches until it reached the tip. At this time, the speed of the whip would also be at its fastest. When it broke through the sound barrier and was transmitted into the air, it would make people feel a short but extremely intense explosion. This explosion was commonly known as a sonic boom. If that's the case, I seem to have some lethality. Moreover, it's not weak. Looking at the 2.3 meters long green branches swaying wantonly in the night sky, Lin Meng also felt a little emotional. He originally thought that after becoming a tree, what awaited him for his entire life would be forbearance and not being able to fight back. Never had he imagined that, in just a few days, he'd already possessed the strength to fight back. With a mischievous smile, Lin Meng seemed to have seen a very interesting scene. The buzzing bees that were extremely annoying would come one after another, and they would come in pairs. During these past few days, Lin Meng had endured enough of those bees. He was in a canyon with a lot of wildflowers. Lin Meng did not have a sense of smell, so he was not sure if they were fragrant or not. However, during the day, there would be a lot of bees and it was very annoying to come and go. What was worth mentioning about this canyon was that it spanned about 100 meters, and its height should be more than a few hundred meters. As if it was in the gap between two mountains. As for how high it was, Lin Meng couldn't guess. His height was only about 3 to 4 meters, there were many trees that were taller than him. And through the dense thickets, he couldn't compare the canyon's height at all. However, fortunately, his vision landed on the branches of the willow tree. Now, he had a 360-degree vision. This feeling was very strange, but it was real. It was like the legendary eyes, the Byakugan one. Through this vision, Lin Meng was able to see through the dense branches in the sky and observe his surroundings as much as he wanted. Can these trees really grow so tall? Looking at the large trees around him that only a few people could hug, Lin Meng was also puzzled. Among these trees, there were also willow trees. But the average willow tree was only 20.30 meters tall, and these willow trees, Lin Meng's heart twitched as he looked at these weeping willow trees that were probably 50.60 meters tall. He was also stunned. However, there was one thing that was true. There seemed to be something strange in the air. Sometimes, Lin Meng also felt warm, as if something was surging into his body. This feeling was very comfortable. It was not far off from a massage. In this way, Lin Meng did not reject it. He even intentionally absorbed it. Of course, at this time, Lin Meng did not notice that he seemed to have grown 2.3 meters in a few days. One had to know that when he had just regained consciousness, this willow tree was only a small sapling. Now, it's just a small tree. Listen to the full novel at FameTV.info, direct link in the description.